Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome back. So today I just want to make a video on 5 ways to practice positive self-talk. And this is all based on like my own experience, because this is something I struggle with. And I just feel like the way that you talk to yourself really does matter. And I noticed that when I use positive language and not such negative language, like it really does make a difference in my day, in my mood, and just the energy that I'm bringing to myself. So stick with me if this is something that you want to learn about or something that maybe you struggle with as well. The first and probably most important way to work on positive self-talk is to catch the critic. So it's important to be aware of what you're saying to yourself. So if you hear yourself saying something that's not so great, maybe ask yourself, like, is this kind to me? Is this helpful? Is it truthful? How is what I'm saying to me right now in this moment helping me? What is it doing for me? And if it's not an answer that brings you joy or helps you grow as a person, maybe we need to look at our self-talk. Step 2 is probably the hardest for me, but flipping your script, so changing the words that you're saying to yourself can really make such a difference. An example of this in my life recently is I learned to crochet, and I'm still kind of learning. I'm not great at it, and I cannot make a magic circle to save my life. And I catch myself when I'm trying to do this being like, you are so stupid, you are not capable of making a magic circle, like you're just gonna fail at crocheting. And really, if I just flipped that script a little bit and I'm telling myself like, hey, crocheting is hard. It takes people a long time to learn how to crochet, and you're learning and you're going to make mistakes along the way. That sounds so much nicer and so much better to hear than you're incapable. My third tip for positive self-talk is to talk like you're talking to somebody you love, like a friend, a family member, your sister, your brother. Talk like you would give them the same kindness, the same love that you would to them in a hard situation, but to yourself. If you find yourself kind of slipping into that negative talk, ask yourself, would I tell my sister this? Would I tell my friend that? Is that something I would say to my friend? Because you're so willing to give support and understanding to others, but we don't do that same thing to ourselves. And it's important to give that same kindness to you because you deserve it. Number 4 is to empower yourself. Use empowering language. The way that I do this in my life is affirmations, and I love to spread affirmations. If you've seen my TikTok, I'm always telling people affirmations, but tell yourself too. This month I actually started a challenge for myself where every day of the month I have a new affirmation and I read it out loud, and I go through them each day and I read them. And it's so important to hear those positive words. So a few that I like are that I am worthy, I am enough, I matter, I am capable, I'm smart, and I'm doing my best, and that's okay. So those are just a few. Tell me your favorite affirmation for yourself. The last, and honestly, probably the most important, is to celebrate your wins. It's not going to be easy to change negative self-talk overnight, and even people who say they don't use negative self-talk do, and it happens. It's human nature to fall into a negative way of thinking, especially about ourselves. Looking inward and feeling positive about yourself all the time is just not realistic. And so it's important to give yourself some grace, and when you do something that is good, when you make a positive change, you tell yourself an affirmation, you don't put yourself down, it's important to pay attention to that. Celebrate it. Make it a big deal. I didn't tell myself anything negative today, and that's great because I'm worth the positive energy I'm giving myself. And it's not going to happen overnight, so it's good to celebrate your wins when they happen because it helps it be easier for you when you kind of start to backslide, because inevitably you are going to have great days and you're going to have days where you talk so bad to yourself. So it's good to take those little wins when you can. But remember, it's all about you. So these are just my tips to positive self-talk and kind of taking away that negative that I'm telling myself. But this is your story, and we all live a different story, and it's important to make your inner voice yours. And for some people, maybe it's all kindness all the time, and some people might need that little boost on occasion. But just know that if it's all negative all the time, it does impact you, and it impacts you more than you think. So try to be kind to yourself, try to be aware of what you're saying to yourself, and your inner monologue really does mean so much and can change so much. Have a great day. Remember that everyone counts and every story matters. You matter, you are valuable, you are important, you are worthy, and you are loved. If you don't think anybody loves you, I do. Feel free to comment, DM me, leave me a message, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching.